talk about funding vocabulary. The following concepts will help you think differently about strategic funding. I learned them while studying at Babson College, and despite efforts from my professors, I never took them seriously until I had to close a company. These are burn rate, time to out of cash, time to close, vesting, IPO, and acquisitions. Burn rate, or BR, refers to the negative cash flow in a given time, usually a month. If the company has income, the burn rate quantifies the difference between the income and the expenses on a given time frame. Time to out of cash, OOC, is the amount of time that it will take for a company's cash to be completely exhausted. It is defined by subtracting the burn rate from the cash that is available on a timely basis. Time to close, TTC, refers to the amount of time from the beginning of fund seeking to receiving an investment. Remember, the offer to invest is not equal to cash available to the company. Yes, of course, whilst I was visiting Israel's venture capital funds in the late 90s, a venture capital manager told me that they could make an investment in as little as 2 weeks. But I have never experienced such rapid response. We need to set up realistic expectations. In my experience, there's a delay, and this delay is often underestimated. Time to close varies from 2 to 6 months from the time at which the funding source agrees to the transaction. Make sure you plan for that. Vesting is the mechanism of allocating shares that are only transferred under certain conditions. Through the mechanism of vesting, all the shareholders of the company agree to allocate a number of shares to each person that participates in the risk of the company. These shares, however, are only transferred after certain milestones are reached. Vesting shares are also common in corporate packages to CEOs and top corporate management teams. Many executives have reported salaries on the order of millions of dollars because of this vesting component. An IPO, or initial public offering, occurs when a private company publicly issues stock for the first time. The process involves underwriters, usually investment bankers, that guarantee the sale of new shares to a group, after which these shares can be traded in the secondary market on a stock exchange. This can be profitable because often there's an artificial buzz about the IPO shares, a buzz that often dissipates quickly. IPOs offer an exit option for investors, but it's not the only option. It's just a very visible option. Acquisitions are an alternative to IPOs. It refers to the sale of a business to another business. Companies are sold and bought with relative ease. In the case of an acquisition, the company as a whole is traded, including trademarks, processes, intellectual property, sales channels and contracts, production systems, employment agreements, and so forth.